Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and look who we pulled. Yes, sir. We pulled Goku or the Goku trio of Gohan, Trunks, and Goku. Arguably the best support. No, matter of fact, they are the best support in the game. And as you can see, we have them at 55% and Link level 1. I'm actually very excited that I pulled this unit because this unit is going to basically, I guess you could say, catapult my account for future characters and all that good stuff, future celebrations. So without further ado, let's jump into the showcase, boys.
確かこの近くのはずなんだけど。
All right, boys, here we are on the event. Okay, so, oh, well, it looks like we actually got our perfect rotation right away. That's actually, that's pretty good. All right, RNG is on our side right now. Okay, so first things first, we got to check out their defense, right? Let's see, we got 215,000 defense, which is nothing to write home about, of course. Like, they have some nuance, okay? There's a reason why everybody's kind of talking about this unit right now. Okay, so other than their defense, let's talk about their details and what this character is actually doing, okay? So first things first, we got to go over their leader skill, obviously, because if I don't, there's formalities to this, right? But anyway, basically their leader skill is all-out struggle, Super Saiyans, or Power of Wishes, which is why we're able to bring a character like these guys right here, the Boo Boys, the Boo Duo, which is one of my favorite cards because it's, you know, it's Boo Saga and it's Super Saiyan 3 and it encapsulates the whole thing, right? It's great. Anyway, can't wait for them to get their Easy A in like 2 years or something like that. Like the 11th anniversary, I believe. Yeah, the 11th anniversary is probably when they're going to get their Easy A, which is crazy to think about. And we're like a whole year behind as far as that goes, like a year and a half. But besides that, then we also have this character, Bulma. Bulma actually becomes a lot better with these guys because of the defensive support that they're giving. But let's get into their details, right? So let's see, their super attack on their 12 key, they're raising their attack by 30%, and then they're also nerfing the enemy's attack by 20% and their defense by 20%. But that's about it as far as like the 12 key, which is a bit unfortunate. I would have liked to have them basically get their defense and their offense on their 12 key, especially if the card is going to be doing additionals and such, in which case they do. But then their 18 key is greatly raising attack and defense, as well as giving support for the entire rotation for 30% of attack and defense, which is ridiculous. Okay, so on top of that, so on top of them supporting, which they would actually probably go slot 1 here now that I'm thinking about it, basically they get 3 key, 200 attack and defense when they first start, right? They randomly change key spheres of a certain type to physical key spheres, okay? And then they get plus 2 key per physical key sphere, and they only get 1 key or plus 1 key for any other type of key sphere. And then all allies key plus 3 and attack 50%, self-excluded. So essentially, after they super, they're giving 80% offensive support, which is dumb. Then they reduce damage received by 30% temporarily when receiving a super attack. Okay, so I mean, that's nothing crazy, right? Then we have plus an additional defense 30% when receiving an attack for every 3 key, okay? Now, if you give them a bunch of key, I believe that's 3 key in general. Like, it doesn't matter if it's STR or if it's physical or any of that. It's just as long as you have that much key. So let's say if we got 9 orbs, we're getting 90% more defense, right? So that's how that goes. Then we have plus an additional attack 150% when key is 12 or more, so they're getting quite a bit of attack actually. And then we have launch 2 additional attacks, each which have a high chance of becoming a super attack when key is 18 or more, okay? So we definitely want to be getting as much ki with these guys as possible, not only for their defense, but then also because they have a bunch of other effects that actually trigger when you get their ki up. Okay, so then we also have attack effective against all types when ki is 24, and if there's another movie heroes or a all-out struggle category ally attacking in the same turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 15%, and for 2 turns all allies defense 77%. For 2 turns. What are you talking about? That is insane. So they give on that same rotation that they're on, if they have an all-out struggle ally on the turn or a movie hero attacking in the same turn, they're giving 107% defense for that turn. That is insane. And then the next turn they're giving 77% anyway. And if you have both of them, then there's still basically it's an endless stream of support. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a support unit like this. This is why I call them the best support in the game. Because if there's 2 of them on a team, they just literally recycle this over and over and over again. This one is buffing the next rotation, and then the next rotation after that is buffing the rotation after that, and then it just keeps going. It's endless. It doesn't stop. And these guys don't necessarily have to be run in slot 1 either. They can be run in slot 2, in which case they're still giving all of the support. However, I mean, the 3rd unit would be benefiting the most off of this. But let's go ahead and get this started, because I've already gone through their passive and everything. And then while they're attacking and all that good stuff, I will go ahead and talk about their active skill and whatnot. And they're actually linked up really well with the Boo Boys here. Yeah. 6 out of 7 links, so that's pretty cool. that's pretty cool, right? I'll go ahead and talk about their links as well in just a second. Let me go ahead and just do this turn. Sure. You know what? I kind of wanna. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do. Sure, we can do this, and then Bulma should be able to get some of her orbs, right? She got 5 orbs. Okay, so we get the support, I believe, with just the 5. Yeah, we get the support. Okay, cool. So let me see here, just a second. What links are we sharing? Okay, so the links that we're sharing with the Boo Boys here, because it is 6 out of 7 links, it is Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power, which is really nice. Like, the fact that they link so well with the Boo Boys is really nice. And then we basically have like a full Super Saiyan team here, which is also nice. And these guys got up to 14 million, which is nothing crazy because they haven't really even done anything yet, you know? So it's one of those things. Also, they're on I believe a 170. They're not even on a 200%, I don't believe, with this team. Because it's only Power of Wishes that they're on, right? So I mean, yeah, they can get a little ridiculous. Okay, now I will say it is a bit unfortunate that they don't give the 200% to the Boo Boys or some of these other characters. I mean, it would be nice, but at the same time, like, I can understand why they didn't do that, but their leader skill overall, I still feel is pretty good. We'll throw these guys in slot 1, and then, oh, Gohan, future Gohan also is really good here, because, let's see, I think he's part of Connected Hope, right? Let me see. Is he part of Connected Hope? Because if he is, yeah, he's part of Connected Hope. So Gohan is actually getting a 200% here, because the trio's actual leader skill that gives their 200% is Movie Heroes and Connected Hope. Okay, so that's why that's significant for this STR Gohan as well. So let's see what numbers he's gonna put up. I'm very curious. I mean, mine's only at like 55%, but he's gotten a lot stronger since the last time I used him, in which case he is link level 10 and all that stuff. So let's see what they do here. I'm really curious. Linked up next to Gohan. What is Gohan gonna do? I don't know, because he does have to get his attacks before he builds up. But let's talk about their passive, or excuse me, not their passive, their active skill from the trio, right? So the trio's passive, I keep saying passive, I'm sorry. The standby for the trio is stands by for 3 turns, during which charge count increases by 3 with each attack received, or by 2 per key sphere obtained by allies, and increases by 1 per non-physical key sphere obtained by allies. So the standby conditions can be activated when HP is 77% or less, or starting from the 5th turn from start of battle once only, which is really good. Which is really, really good. They didn't say, oh, from start of turn, because if it was start of turn, that would make this significantly weaker. But since it's not like that, we're chilling. We're all gravy. So then once they do go into their standby, we will talk about basically what their standby really provides, because this unit is basically like the GT Duo from the 8th anniversary, but without the restrictions. You only have to wait 5 turns and or drop below 77%, which is better than 50%, right? I mean, granted, if the GT Duo got hit 4 times, then they would be able to activate theirs, but I mean, that's kind of touch and go. You don't really know when you're gonna get it. But I mean, as far as surviving a turn, most of the time if you survive, you're gonna be below, let's say if you did take some damage, you're gonna survive and be below 77% the majority of the time anyway. And I find that to be true, not only because just I know that number is good, but because of UI Goku, AGL UI Goku, his revive is basically around the same number, right? So that's why that's also significant. So you get a revive at 77% if you enter the turn that way, and then this guy is pretty much the same thing, except now you get to go into a standby where they become much stronger defensively, and then they give even more support, and they're guarding, and they're doing a whole lot. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. But what I'll go ahead and do now is I will cut to when we're actually gonna get the standby, and then we'll go from there. All right, we are back. Okay, so now as you can see, we can do the standby with both, which is pretty cool, both units here. But we're gonna go ahead and do the standby with obviously the trio. So here we go. All right, so let's talk about what they actually do now, the trio. So pretty much what they do now is they can't attack or anything like that. It is a standby where they are passive in a sense, but now they get key +3 attack and defense 259%, and they guard all attacks. They change int key spheres to physical key spheres, and they get a plus additional 2 per physical key sphere and 1 per non-physical like normal. Then we have plus an additional defense 30% when receiving an attack for every 3 excuse me, hold on. Plus an additional 30% defense when receiving an attack for every 3 key, and if key is 24 when receiving an attack, reduces damage received by 59%. So they have guard and they have damage reduction, plus an additional defense 20% per key sphere obtained, and all allies defense 7% for 2 turns per physical key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack 100% when finish effect is activated. Okay. So basically the finish skill activation, we need well, there's 2 versions, right, of this of the standby. So the first one, you can only get it at 40 or less, and it is basically the punch of bonds, where you raise defense or attack by 15% temporarily per charge count and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, in which case If you get 41 and above, we get raises attack by 20% temporarily per charge count and causes super ultimate damage to the enemy. And finish skill conditions again need to be 41 counts or higher, and we get those counts by collecting key orbs and or receiving an attack. So we have, I think, what, 2 or 3 attacks? Yeah, 3 attacks in slot 1. Unfortunately, we're not able to really get a whole lot of key here, which is a bit dumb if you ask me. But I don't really, can I put them in slot 1? Or they're almost at 1,000,000 defense. They should be fine, right? Yeah, they should be fine. I don't see why it would be a problem. Oh, and they didn't drop the way I wanted. That's not fun. All right, well, that's okay, I guess. We'll still get some charges and whatnot. So let's get all these. Yeah, and that jumped up actually pretty quick. That jumped up quick. Okay, now as far as their links and everything, they are still linked pretty much the same way. So that's fine. And I believe the only link that they're not getting is Z Fighters, which is not really that crazy of a link either. So that's fine. But I will say this unit is pretty interesting when you really think about it, because it's like, okay, they're giving all of this support without having to be in a standby or anything. And they have damage reduction. They're doing all of this other stuff. And that's why I built them dodge as well, because if you think about it, like, they don't have a whole lot of defensive capability, but at the same time, you do want them to be able to move out of the way of something, and or if they get touched, then it's like, okay, that's not really that great. But I will say, if they are able to dodge it, that's obviously really good. But the other thing that you really want with this card is crit. The reason you want crit is because not only for the card's overall offensive ability, but also because the standby. I believe the standby does go off of what you have in the hidden potential system. So if you're not critting with that, that's a bit unfortunate, right? You're missing out on a lot of damage, and you're leaving a lot of damage on the table if you're not critting with that active and or standby. My fault, the standby. So, I mean, that is definitely something to take into consideration. So there's that. Build them how you will, but definitely build them crit and or dodge, or both if you can. And that is what I plan on doing myself. Oh, and then we get the Gohan domain expansion here. Okay. Okay. You know what? I might as well also show off how much he buffs, or like the trio buffs Gogeta, bro. Like, it's actually insane. So let's do that. We're gonna go ahead and skip this this transformation real quick, just because we've seen it a million times. All right, so we're gonna do this, and look at all the rainbow orbs. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Let's do, dude, I guess. Oh, we don't even get the 24 key. That's lame. That's so lame. Okay, whatever. We'll do that, and we're basically already full with the charges. Okay, very good. And then we just do literally any one of these is fine. Let's do that one. And then with STR Gohan, we'll do this. Yep. And now we're at 46 charges. So there you go. It's really not that difficult to get, especially if you're on a cohesive team with orb changers, or just characters that aren't like super greedy for one type of orb or anything. It does help a lot. Or characters that get orbs from just additional orbs per orb. I mean, I've never said orb so many times in my life in one sentence, but you get what I'm saying, right? But yes, nonetheless, the trio does do quite a bit for Gogeta, because it allows Gogeta to be on a 200% and then get, you know, 80 support offensively, and then even defensively he's getting support, so he can tank normals better if he's not actually dodging them, which he should be. But just on the off chance that he's not, there you go, you have that as well. Now, do I see 15 mil? That's not bad. That's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, because mine couldn't hit 15 mil anyway. But this is his first turn, so when he comes back, it'll be even higher, because he stacks defense for like 2 or 3 turns when he supers. So it's like, or excuse me, stacks attack and defense for 2 or 3 turns when he actually does his 18 ki, so there's that as well. Okay, so yeah, Gogeta all of a sudden, or even characters in general that are able to be on this guy's team, they're just doing a lot all of a sudden because of the significant buff to their defense and their offense. Like, they're just an insane support, bro. I just have to keep saying that because it's true. It's true. The support is so different with these guys. It's so different. And then if you have a support unit like Bulma, it helps that much more because Bulma's giving 2-turn support, they're giving 2-turn support, and then they're just chilling. Like, everybody's getting over 100% basically attack and defense. Like, they're at 300% effectively on this team if they actually get the 200% buff, right? Like, that's ridiculous, dude. That is insane. And then I believe it's multiplicative, so it's like the buff really starts to show. It gets a little dumb. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to get a few more charges before we actually activate it, because I want to see what they can really do as far as like max damage, right? Let's see. So we have 55 charges, which is nothing crazy, but ooh, actually, I kind of want to activate Bulma. Hold on, I'm gonna reset and then I'm gonna activate Bulma, get all those orbs, and then do the punch. Okay, that works. Hold on, give me just a second. Okay, I went ahead and reset. Now we can do what I was talking about. All right, Bulma, do your thing, girl. Boom, now we have all these orbs, and then we can gather them with these guys. Yep. And then now we're at the best number of all time, 69 charges. Okay, here we go. Let's see what they do for damage. I'm actually really curious. Okay, that wasn't the craziest amount of damage, but remember, they're 55% and they didn't crit. And we probably could have gotten more charges if we played it a little better, but that was them linked up really well as well. So, hey, I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Honestly, I'll take that. But I think that will do it for the showcase. I'm pretty sure I showed everything, talked about everything. So if you enjoyed this video and hanging out with me for a little bit and talking about our favorite game, Dokkan, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.